Hi guys, I wanted to check in with you all. I was supposed to be back to talk about the draft, and I think I missed my window of opportunity for that. I've been really busy doing big things, so I'm back in honor of the NBA awards tonight, hosted by Drizzy Drake. They're in New York, so I wanted to talk about some of the categories. They have some really good categories here, and I've got my computer because I need to keep the categories straight. So, of course, the MVP is going to be like the big talk of tonight. The finalists were Kawhi Leonard, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. I thought about this all season, long and hard. I kept kind of going back and forth because I feel like they were going back and forth in the season. Um, my personal opinion, I still think that Russell Westbrook should be the MVP because of his historic season. Me and Rusty been fighting all year because he been throwing jabs at the Warriors and KD, and I just feel like it makes him look very bitter and salty, and I don't want him to look like that. So I want him to kind of chill and get out of his feelings about it, but stop throwing jabs. But overall, I do think that my pick was Russell Westbrook. I was kind of toying with it, whatever. But I think the triple double average was obviously a historic season, something that was very spectacular to watch. And although James Harden had a good season himself, and I just don't think it topped Rusty's. Houston overall did really well this season. Actually, Mike D'Antoni is up for Coach of the Year. I do think that he is a good candidate for Coach of the Year. What he was able to do with the team, working with the talent that he had, I feel that he was able to pretty much turn them around, especially because I wasn't sold on him as a coach, given his past stints and you pick your city. He's been everywhere, but I think that he really redeemed himself, his reputation, and also turned the Houston Rockets around, especially with what he did with James Harden and kind of playing with his position, switching him around and making him more effective so that their team could be more effective. That was brilliant. So I would give Mike D'Antonio, I'm sorry, this is not my Michigan State Spartans coach. This is the coach for the Houston Rockets. So I think I would give it to him. I'm cool with that. The other candidates for Coach of the Year are Eric Spoelstra, which I can't really talk too much about what he was able to do this year with Miami because I have no idea and I don't think anybody cares. And the other candidate for Coach of the Year is, and I gotta cheat a little bit because I forgot. So bear with me. Greg Popovich is always nominated for Coach of the Year. Like, when is he not a good candidate? Any given year, you can take your pick. I think he's a good candidate. But this year, I think I'm going to go with Mike D'Antoni. I keep switching him up with the Michigan State football coach because I'm a Spartan, so just bear with me. You guys know what I mean. So I'm going to go with him for Coach of the Year. I'm going to go with Rusty for MVP. I would be shocked if he doesn't get it, even though James Harden did have a great year. Kawhi, I don't think is really in the running, even though he's a finalist. His season didn't top, to me, this is my opinion, his season didn't top either one of theirs. So I'm going to go with Rusty. And especially the way James Harden put a disappearing act in the playoffs, he better not. I mean, I know the votes were already in, but he just better not. He better not be. So that's that category. So then the other categories we have going on is for the most improved player. We've got Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak, Rudy Gobert, and Jokic. I'm gonna go with Giannis. I think that Giannis has been amazing this season. He has been definitely showing that he is here and he's got something to say, and he's only gonna get better with time. Improvement. He's young, so I think that he's definitely my candidate for most improved player. Defensive player of the year. I've been talking about this all year. You guys know how I feel about Draymond and how I'm going to feel about Draymond. I don't care where, what, and how, and when, or what he does. Loyalty lies here. So, okay, the category is for DPOY. They've got Rudy Gobert, Draymond, and Kawhi. Now, Kawhi is a very good defensive player. I mean, he's even great. Very good is, selling him short. He's an excellent defensive player. But overall, this year, I don't think that he was better than Draymond Green. Especially since he's won with the last 2 years. And 14-15, I definitely think Draymond got snubbed. So this is the year of redemption for Draymond and Spartans all across the land. So we're going to give Draymond DPOY. Although he did say that since they got the championship, I think in the beginning of the season, he was just so, still kind of feeling the effects of losing and blowing the 3-1 lead last year, that he really wanted Defensive Player of the Year, and he said that that meant the most to him. He was re-interviewed about it post-finals, and he said, in hindsight, it meant a lot to him then, and it still does, but it doesn't mean as much now that they've won the chip versus when he pretty much had a ripped open wound. So he still wants it. He still deserves it, I think. I don't have his numbers up, and I didn't memorize them. But Draymond is all over the court. Any given night, he does everything. When you can have a triple-double with no points, he's everywhere. So I think that he's this year's winner. So I've given you my MVP and Rusty. My Coach of the Year is Mike D'Antoni. DPOY is Draymond Green, and my Most Improved Player is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Sixth Man of the Year is an interesting category. We've got Eric Gordon from Houston, Andre Iguodala from the Warriors, and Lou Williams from Houston. Oh, man. This one's going to be interesting, especially because we've got the Warrior in the middle of two Houston Rockets. Oh, I'm trying not to be biased. But I do think Iggy deserves it. So I'm going to go with Iggy. He deserves it. And Rookie of the Year. So we've got Malcolm Brogdon from the Bucks, Joel Embiid, and Saric. I don't even know who he is, so I'm not even going to front. From Philly. This one's a little tough. Embiid, definitely for sure. It's a no-brainer for me. But just the way his season went, I'm not sure that you can justify giving him Rookie of the Year when he, got hurt and was out for the better part of the season. But if the other two really suck, then it's his. That's not a category I'm too familiar with because I don't know both of those players, so I'm not going to speak too much about it. There's also featured awards and some fan awards. They've got for Play of the Year, Assist of the Year. One of my favorite plays, and I'm a dork, so I did vote for Assist of the Year, where it was one play the Warriors were playing. I can't remember who they were playing, but they were running in transition, and I want to say Draymond got the ball up the court, which he usually does, to Steph, and Steph flipped it back to KD for the slam. That was dope. So I'm picking that for Assist of the Year, and that is in that category. So I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of pissed at the same time that they made us wait so long to figure out who's the MVP. Like, we've been wanting to know this all year, and the finals are over. We know who the NBA champion is. It's like, and we're still lingering around waiting. Here it is, almost July, and we're still waiting for these announcements. So the NBA awards are tonight at 9 p.m. I believe on TNT. I'll be watching, and I'm gonna come back for a recap after the show so we can talk about the oohs and the ahs, and I guess who actually won, who got snubbed, what Drake did, and if it was any good or not, because I'm hoping that they're kind of testing this to see if this is going to be a normal, because if it is, they kind of need to speed this up, especially because these awards are, I mean, these votes are already in before the playoffs start at the end of the regular season. So I don't understand what's going on with the NBA and why they're making us wait 10 years and 2 decades to figure out who is going to win these awards. So I'm excited. They're trying something new, so I guess it could be fun since we've had to wait all this time anyway. So yeah, I missed my window of opportunity about the draft, so it's come and gone. I'm just gonna leave it be, but I'll talk about the words tonight after the show, and then upcoming events. So be switching over to some football news. I've got some track and field stuff that I need to talk about, and free agency. It's about to be lit come July 1st. All right, guys, see you in a little bit.